Welcome back to another morning of Going On Daily. I am Ron. I am joined by Mike, my co-host today.
Morning, everybody.
How are you?
I'm good, man. Hey, that new intro was great. I like that.
You like it, right?
I
I
like
knew
it.
you
That was
would.
good.
When you sent that to me, it sent that picture to me. I was like, oh, that's way better than mine. So I had to use it.
I'm big with AI. I love artificial intelligence stuff. I use ChatGPT. I use Copilot. I mean, there's three or four that I use all the time, and I've gotten pretty good at it, so I can manipulate it to get it to do the things that I needed to do.
You're going to have to let me know how to do it because I am completely lost with this AI thing.
I got you. Well, we'll talk about that next week. We'll
Yeah,
use that as one of the topics for next
yeah.
week.
So we got a great show. We also have um, a special co-host today for the opening segment, and that is Becky, who will be with me Thursday morning on the show. So remember, you got to check out all these shows. Like the first one was great with Richard. It was so fun, and I am looking forward to today because you, my friend Mike, have
Yes,
some
sir.
great segments that I want to go through.
To get into. So
Yes,
you're doing shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday as of right now.
as of right now, yes.
Perfect.
Thinking about Saturday and Sunday as well. That is up in the air. It depends on the co-hosts
Right.
because I mean, I don't want to do it alone.
Right. No, what fun is that?
You know, it won't be fun, right?
Right.
But we're gonna bring in Becky right now. Let me just change this up here. Um, look, she's gonna be wonderful. I cannot wait.
It's quite the
Hey,
intro.
there it is.
Hi, Becky. How are you today?
I'm doing great. It is bright and early mountain time, and I'm excited to be here.
Yes, and when we were discussing the show topics, and you said you wanted to do the certain topic of the Stanley Cup Finals, I was excited because I come from a sports show,
Mm-hmm.
and hockey is my favorite sport, of course. And
Okay.
um,
I was
it
excited
was
too because I don't know anything
fantastic.
about hockey. It took a lot of pressure off of me. I,
so,
it's
so
on ice and they have sticks, and that's about where my expertise ends.
yeah, and again, this is why when we all came together, it was great because we're all different, right? We all
Mm-hmm.
bring something different to the table, and instead of like those networks that just bring the same thing to every show, it's
Right,
going to
same
be
people.
different.
Yes,
I mean, it's going to be different. We're from all over the place, all
we
over the
really
place.
are. Yeah.
So the show today we have coming up. Hey, we're going to talk about some volcanoes.
Sweet.
Shopping cart theory, uh, the United Illness, the Ill Lines rather, United Ill Lines. Um, that comes from a plane that had a little issue. Um, family tree talk today. Oh, I cannot wait for that one. I can't wait because mine is just a stick. And and of course, the opening segment we're going to be talking about is the Stanley Cup Finals, Edmonton and Florida. Yes, I was. Look, this is my last. I'm a Bruin fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still bitter about the loss to the Oilers in the Stanley Cup. Still bitter.
How many years ago?
That was a long time ago. we're not going to talk about how long it was.
Ron, I think it's time you forgive and you move on and cheer
Yeah,
for the
well, I
Oilers.
am forgiving right now
Yeah.
because this is my last opportunity. Like
Yes.
I do not want. Sorry, Florida Panther fans, but I do not want the Panthers to win
Why is that?
Yeah, why is that, Ron?
because they play such a borderline game of thugness.
Well, it's Florida. Come on, we're thugs down here in Florida with everything we do.
It's like I'm so tired of them taking a little cheap shot here and then running away, basically. That's what
Mm-hmm.
they do. They agitate you. Look, I'm I'm a fan of a team that has Brad Marchand on it, okay? And now it's like they have a whole team of Brad Marchands. And I'm a little bitter. I didn't like losing, especially the way they lost it. They can't even get a shot on net. I mean, then I figured, all right, well, the Rangers will be able to do it, right? No, they couldn't do it. They failed miserably, probably worse than the Bruins did. And then if Dallas would have won, it would have been the same damn thing. So now you have Edmonton. They are not going to keep Edmonton in control because they have so much offense, and if Skinner can play the way he played last series,
well, that's sort of an up and down game over here in Edmonton. Are you on or are you off, Skinner? Every day's a new day.
We still wait and see.
Yeah, the last few games for sure, he was awesome.
Absolutely.
But we will see.
So tell us about what your take is on all this.
Well, I mean, I live in Edmonton or just outside of Edmonton. I'm a Canadian. And so hockey, we bleed hockey here, right?
Yes.
I don't even particularly love hockey. And yet I have to love hockey because I'm a Canadian. There's only, 7
mandatory.
teams? It's mandatory.
It's mandatory there, yes.
Yes. And there's only 7 Canadian hockey teams, right? Even though Canada is such a hockey country. So, we love it here. We obviously want the Oilers to do well. It's been, I think 2006 was the last time that they were in the Stanley Cup Finals, and they lost in Game 7. So I remember, I wasn't very old then, maybe 20, and it was a crazy city. The city was lit up, not just figuratively, but literally, people were lighting stuff on fire downtown. Oh yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, we won't talk about Vancouver either.
Exactly. Same difference, right? So yeah, Edmonton has always been such a loyal city to its team. Even those years that we did really poorly, fans are so loyal. So yeah, we're all very excited. The energy is cool. Like about, I think 6-7 years ago, we got a new stadium and they put a lot of money into it and it is very nice. And then they made this whole outdoor, I don't even know what to call it, just an area. I think they wanted to call it the Winter Garden, and it's like a whole center where you can hang out. They've got screens and stuff out there, and this just fills with people. Like, it's crazy, and every bar is packed, and yeah, everyone is bleeding gold and blue right now.
Canada's had it rough lately with the NHL. Like, none of the teams have really, done well in the playoffs. And look, I'll be the first one to say, I knew they would make it through LA, but I did not expect them to be here. I did not.
Right.
I thought the goaltending was just not good enough, and that would be their demise.
Yeah. The LA one we kind of sailed through. Vancouver was a tough round. Yeah. There were days like I would be watching with my husband and I'd be like, I can't do this. Like, I have too much anxiety watching this. I don't even so I'd leave and then I'd come back. I'd watch the final few minutes and then I'm like, okay, I can rest easy for a day or two. But just, you get so invested, right? Bandwagon jumpers.
Yeah. Well, I'm a lifelong Bruin fan, and the last 2 years have really hurt. I mean, for obvious reasons. First, when they broke the record for points in a season, getting all those wins and then falling like they did to Florida, that was shocking. And then this year,
so you really hate Florida.
He really hates us down here now, apparently.
Not a Florida Panther fan right now. I like it, and it's odd too because I like a lot of the players on the team, but I hate the team.
It's not the team in general.
Is it coaching you hate?
No, I think it's just their style of play that they've taken.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get through the neutral zone on Florida. You gotta have a lot of skill to get through by yourself. And this is why I think Edmonton is the ideal team to play against them.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, first of all, you're not going to match McDavid's speed.
Mm-mm.
Then you throw Draisaitl, Hyman, Nugent Hopkins,
Yeah.
and all these guys on top of that. That's a lot that you
Mhm.
have to be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they're going to be able to handle that speed and that intensity once they get inside the Florida zone. That's when problems are going to happen for Florida.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because when the Bruins were putting the pressure on it, it was all nice, but they still couldn't get shots, and it was because the talent level of the offense was
Mm-hmm.
so.
Well, here's hoping, right?
Yeah,
I
but
think
Skinner has to be on his game.
he has to be. He has to be. At the last round really did prove what a good goaltender he is. And I guess we'll just see. They need a few days of rest. And I think they play again, Friday? I think that's when
I
it
believe
starts.
so.
Yeah, Friday, 2 games in Florida, 2 games back here. Like, even when they're not here, everyone in Edmonton rallies. They go to the arena. You can go sit inside the arena and watch it on the screen. It's wild.
Yeah, I saw like the cam. They had a camera for the fans there, and they were just going ballistic.
But is that not true of
No.
any place? Is that not true of Boston? Is that not true of Florida fans? Like,
Yeah, they do.
just-
I mean, the fans
are the
usually get
same.
behind, and they do
Yeah.
that kind of thing most places where they show them in their
Yeah.
home arena,
Mhm.
just to give the
Yeah,
fans a place to
it's-
go and to be together and
Yeah.
to yell and scream.
Yeah, I want to revert back to Vancouver. I think that's when it really started to blossom with fans being outside their arena,
Mhm.
because I remember them showing Vancouver fans during that series with the Bruins, and it was something, because it was a game. Went to 7 games, and the fans there are obsessive with hockey, and it's life or death.
Well, we even saw too just the fans in Vancouver during our series. It wasn't good. They were so nasty all the time. Some of the videos that I saw, like little kids, little guys saying the most profane things about the Oilers. And it's like, you don't know that. Someone obviously taught you how to act like that.
Somebody told you that.
Yeah. Like, you're 7. You don't think that, but
yeah,
yeah.
but it's taught to them probably when they're born.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, and the thing too, I think because we only have the 7 teams, you would think that everyone would just cheer for each other when it came down to this, right? Like, there
No.
is no way that any Calgary fan is cheering for Edmonton right now. Absolutely
No.
not. Like,
No.
that rivalry between Edmonton and Calgary is very tense.
Yes.
And that city's only 3 hours away from us. We travel there all the time, but no, there's no way that any of them are cheering for us right now. Just like I don't think Vancouver is cheering for us right now. Maybe some of the ones that didn't make the playoffs.
They're all still mourning.
Yeah, exactly. And I know Toronto fans too. They are probably very upset. That was a disappointing loss for them.
Boy. Oh boy. Yeah, but I mean, back here we just expected something like that would happen to Toronto, because that's a team that never seems to get it.
I know.
Like Edmonton went out and they fixed their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Toronto, what are you waiting for? What are you
Next
waiting
season, I guess.
for? I guess, and only for the same thing to happen. They'll lose to Boston in the playoffs.
Well, I'm originally from Toronto, so I liked them for a lot of years, but I don't know. We're Oilers fans all the way now. We are incredibly proud of them. It's been, 1990, I think, was the last time we won a cup. So it's due. Then again, Florida, I don't think has ever won a cup.
Not the Panthers. I think the Lightning did a year or so ago.
Yeah,
Right.
Lightning, they've won a couple. So
yeah, so Florida itself has had some victories. So Edmonton needs it at this point.
Right, exactly.
We're a little
That's how I
state.
feel.
You're a whole country up there. Be nice to us.
Yeah.
You're a whole country too. 1 of 50. We're only 1 of 10.
I guess you got a point.
There's Kenny back for a second day. Thank you, Kenny, for joining us. Canadian fans are great. See?
It's wild, that's for sure.
They're, like I said, they're obsessive with hockey. So,
Yes,
I mean,
they are.
you know, I mean, it's infused in their blood. So,
Yeah, it is.
So, Becky, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And I will see you Thursday, as will the fans.
I can't wait. I'm excited to be here with you guys. Mike, will you be there Thursday, or is it just me and Ron?
No, Thursday I take care of my mother. So Thursdays I
you're
can't
a sweetheart.
Yeah, she's got dad died a couple years ago. She's got early stages of dementia, and we don't let her drive. So Thursdays we do. Last Thursday we did nails. I think this week we're doing pedicures and grocery store.
Oh, there you go.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun day.
Mike, if you get your nails done, do a different color on every finger.
Yeah, no, I was going to last week. I don't like my feet. I don't want people touching my feet. I'm really ticklish.
Really?
I'd just be kicking.
But that massage for like 20 minutes. I know I always try to get my husband to come. He's like, I don't want to get a pedicure. I'm like, you sit in a massage chair and they massage your feet for 20 minutes. What could you wrong? And they clean up your hands.
No, yeah. I go to China for work, and they're big on it over there. And my feet are just twitching the entire time, and the girls are giggling like crazy. And I almost one time, so
maybe it's best you don't for the safety of everyone.
Right, exactly. Everybody's safety.
Oh, all right. Now, Becky, we will see you Thursday.
Can't wait.
Nice meeting you, Becky.
Nice meeting you.
All right, take care.
Oilers. Oh, there she go.
Oh, that's fantastic.
She was great.
See, this is what I'm saying, Mike. You know, we're all learning on the fly about each other.
Right.
And you know, I did not know she was from Edmonton. Did not know. And that was just that's a bonus.
The pre-show stuff when we were talking, the three of us, I didn't catch her accent at all.
No.
But when she's talking about hockey, I caught it a couple times on about, and there was a couple other words where she, where it would slip in. I'm like, oh yeah, she's from Canada. You can tell. I got a couple of Canadian buddies, so I make fun of them all the time.
I was looking for the A.
Yeah, she didn't do that. She didn't do the A. That's right. She did do the about.
Yeah, there we go. See, now, Richard knew right away that I was from.
She's listening.
She just messaged us. I say A all the time.
I saw that, yeah. Add that in more, Becky, please. We would like that. Thank you.
That's fantastic. Oh, that is fantastic. Yeah, so Richard knew right away I was from New England area.
Right, yeah.
I try not to do the whole, Boston accent.
Boston thing. It's not, I'm sure I'll pick it up as we go along, but I haven't noticed it yet.
Yeah, I tried so hard not to do it.
I lived in Providence for a year, worked for one of the jewelry manufacturers there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, long time ago.
Oh, wow. There we go. See? So there is connections.
Right. Where was Richard from?
Connecting the dots.
Where was Richard from? What part of the country?
Actually, it never came up in a conversation.
Oh, just curious.
Lovely
background.
I think it's Pittsburgh, actually. Yeah,
Pittsburgh?
I think it was Pittsburgh.
Yeah, okay, I haven't lived in Pittsburgh, but okay.
So, all right. So we are gonna roll on to our next segment. That is, oh God, I love this. I love this.
I had it, I had it right on top, and then I too rotated it to the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, and
today in history.
Today in history, and I made the nice little graphics here. Midway.
Oh, the baby and the
Gerber.
Oh. Did you look up? Are those things that happened today in history? That's not on my list.
Yes, I did.
I mean, the Midway thing is. I've got in 1917, the American men began registering for the draft. Today was the first time.
Wow, I didn't know that one.
Yeah, today's the first time we all had to start signing up for the draft.
Oh, wow.
And then actually, I was talking to I've got 4 boys. I was talking to one the other day, and he thought the draft was like going on. Like he was, a little concerned. I'm like, no, we're not We have enough people volunteering now. We don't need
Yeah.
to bring in. We're not going to war. See, and then in 1940, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill delivered his famous "We shall fight on the seas and oceans" speech to the UK House of Commons.
Yup.
And then moving on, in 1942, Capitol Records opened for business for all the music fans.
Oh, there we go. Now we're talking.
Yeah,
right?
that was a big deal. See, and then in 1964, the Beatles' first and only world tour began. 2 10-song shows at 4,400 seats at the KB Haley in Copenhagen, Denmark was where they had their first show.
Nice.
And somebody actually had to sit in for Ringo because he had tonsillitis for the first 4 shows.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Now,
Well,
I wasn't there,
I'm
but
about to say, I wasn't born yet. So
no, well,
might be the
in
oldest guy in the show.
school, when I was in high school or middle school, can't remember.
Yeah.
But we did like my music teacher. He loved the Beatles, and
Sure, everybody back then
literally
loved the Beatles.
for the whole school year, we studied the Beatles.
Oh, wow.
The whole school year.
Wow.
That was our music classes talking about the Beatles.
A lot of Beatles. I've never been a big fan. Some of their songs I like, but no, never been a huge fan. See, in 1973, the patent for the ATM was granted to 2 gentlemen, a Don Wenzel and 3 gentlemen. Don Wenzel, Tom Barnes, and George Chastain.
Oh, the ATM.
The first ATM.
Wow.
And then more music, since you like music. In 1984, Columbia Records releases Bruce Springsteen's 7th studio album, Born in the USA.
Yep. That's him right on that picture down there.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
But
turned out to be his biggest commercial success. Topped the charts in 11 countries, sold over 30 million copies worldwide.
Yep.
And then to round off all the excitement, in 1989, Tiananmen Square massacre, Chinese troops cleared the square of student protesters. Unofficially, figures place a death toll at nearly 1,000.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I mean that's a big moment in history. I mean that is.
Yeah, but you know what? I bet kids nowadays don't know haven't heard of half of these things.
No, they probably don't. And I'll throw in the information that I got for the Gerber baby. That was what is her name?
It was a little girl.
And I can't even read my own writing. Ann Turner Cook. She passed away in 2022 at the age of 95.
Did she really?
So now her on that picture right there for the Gerber baby. She's the original Gerber baby.
You know, there was those conspiracy theory stuff that she was also the Coppertone girl where the dog was pulling down her little bathing suit.
Oh, I wonder.
I don't think it was, but there is that. There is that. You know, they try to connect all the kids together.
Yeah, I guess they do. But now that you say that, it kind of resembles.
The time fits.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if that started back then, the Coppertone thing was like in the 70s, so that would have worked time wise.
Yeah, it would have. But that is awesome. You know, look, like some of those things. You know, I remember in school. You know, learning about all of these things.
Right. Yeah.
Except for the square, the Chinese square. The
Tiananmen Square. I wonder how far back they go in history now in schools.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like
you know, my wife's in education. I should probably ask her. That would be a good thing to talk about at night, I guess.
See, there we go.
Yeah.
You know, like everything has changed. Like there's a lot of information that was obviously wrong.
Right.
You know, like who discovered America? I won't get into that one.
Right. I mean, I'm sure they go back.
They all for it.
You know, they do the highlights. They do the Revolutionary War. You know, they do the Civil War, all that kind of stuff. But there's probably facts that we're familiar with that either we lived it or they taught it when we were in school that they don't even touch on anymore. It's become non-important information. Yeah,
which, you know, back then in school, I wasn't a history fan. I'm a history fan now.
Yeah. Well, we're closer to history now. You know, we're older.
Yeah.
We're
I don't want to be history. I don't want to be history.
When we were younger, we weren't in history. But now we are.
Yeah, I guess that comes with age, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, my dad was always a big history buff, but I guess because he was older, so that makes sense.
Yeah. I just remember when I was younger playing Trivial Pursuit against my mom, and she would kick my butt all the time
Right, yeah.
because she like knew everything. And it's like, well, can I play?
Right. We'll get to the pop culture thing in a few minutes, Ron. Just relax.
All right, so that is awesome. I love history. I think that is a fantastic segment. It's always nice to learn what happened on this day. But we're gonna move on to volcanoes. Now, I chose this because Kilauea
Yeah.
erupted, I believe, day before yesterday.
Did
Or
it
was
really? I didn't hear
might have
anything
been
about it.
early in the morning.
Right. Where is
And
Kilauea? Is that Hawaii? It sounds
that
Hawaiian.
is Hawaii. It's on the Big Island.
Like they don't have
And they
enough
issued,
problems out there right now.
yeah, they've had some issues this year. And they issued a warning that a hazardous eruption could be imminent.
Oh, so it was like a little eruption, like a little.
So it was a little eruption, and I guess lava came down,
Oh my goodness.
on the side that there's nobody at.
Right. Oh, is
On
there
the
a
other
place where there's
side, they
nobody
closed down. What was that?
I said, is there a part of the island where nobody goes to? You figured by now.
Yeah, on one side, I'm not sure if it's the east side.
It's
But-
probably a national park type thing. You know, they
Yeah.
all- yeah.
Yeah, and on the other side, there's a parking lot that they closed off. That is part of the national park, so they
Gotcha.
closed off that parking lot. And they actually issued a red aviation color code, so
Oh.
there's not going to be anybody flying over that.
Right,
for
can't
a
fly
while.
through it. It clogs up the engines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ash, the volcanic ash,
Yeah,
and
the
all
ash
that
and
stuff.
stuff.
But so I dug a little deeper into this, not much deeper, because it could be a very big conversation about this.
Sure.
But there is also an Alaskan volcano, Sitkin, that is also
Really?
active. Yeah, so we
In
have two
Alaska?
active ones. So
Does it
two
shoot out
active-
ice? It'd be cool if it like shot out ice because it's in Alaska.
That would be pretty neat.
That
That
would
would
be
be
neat.
pretty neat. But we
But
all
I-
know that the ice is melting. So,
Right. Oh, faster now apparently too. So
two active volcanoes in the United States, and all this on top of Suo in Sumatra is also active and had an eruption this
Wow.
week as well.
Ooh, three of them. That seems weird.
And Iceland. They just stopped the warnings. They had to evacuate a bunch of people around theirs. That's right near the Blue Lagoon.
Right.
That's their biggest tourist attraction.
Oh wow.
And then so it's settled down a little bit, but
Right.
you never know with these volcanoes.
That's kind of weird. That many at one time.
So since
Doesn't seem like that's a good sign.
No, that doesn't seem good to me.
No.
Doesn't
no.
seem good to me. Since April 19th, there has been 50 volcanoes that have been active.
Holy cow. How do we not hear about this stuff?
I know. This is what I'm saying. This is why when I dug into it, I'm like, ooh, do I want to go any further?
Right. So in the last 6 weeks, we've had 50 eruptions and I've not heard a thing.
Right. And so there is 2 in the United States. There are 3 in Papua New Guinea. Right? 3.
I didn't realize it was even big enough to have 3 volcanoes.
Exactly. There's 3 active in Ecuador, 4 in Japan.
Yeah, well, that's Godzilla.
Yeah, and get this one, 7 in Indonesia.
Holy crap.
7 active in Indonesia. That is just amazing numbers.
It is.
So, I mean, it's endless. There's one in UK, by the way, for those fans that are watching from UK. There is
Really?
an
I didn't know there's one in
UK.
England.
Did
Huh.
not know they had one.
I didn't either.
Did not know. So,
It belongs
so
to the
just a
king,
little bit
whatever
of
it is.
yeah, a little bit of volcano updates right
So
there.
weird. There's been so many.
I know it's terrifying actually because the first thing I think of is Yellowstone.
All right. Yeah.
There is a volcano there,
Right.
and when that goes, forget it. It's over. That's a super volcano.
Oh, is it really? Is that near Mount St. Helens?
No,
I mean, it's got to be that direction, though.
I don't know, but it's underground and it's
Oh.
it's a valley right now.
Right.
And when it does go,
Wow.
that is going to
A little
be
scary.
devastating. Yeah, it is.
Hey, but
So-
good news is though, as a kid, we always played the floor is lava, so we know how to get around. You know, throw down your cushions and
Yeah.
stuff, and you can walk across anything. So
Yeah, the world is lava.
the world is lava. Gonna need a lot more cushions around. We're gonna need a lot more cushions.
Yep. Oh gosh. So that is the volcano stuff. We're gonna move on, but before we do move on,
Yes.
first have to say
Yes.
you are watching us on YouTube at Rhode Island Broadcasting, Facebook at Rhode Island Broadcasting, and Twitch at RI_broadcasting, and then Twitter broadcasting RI. I had to change the thing because I couldn't remember what I put for a password, to be honest with you.
Can you tell how many people are watching through this, like right now?
Yeah, there was two.
Oh, two.
Two
Because
people are watching this live.
I've got the Facebook opened and it says 6.
Oh, even better.
So that's 8.
This isn't an exact science, so who knows?
Right.
So 6 is better than 0, right?
Right. And there's 2 shares, but don't get excited. That was me. I've shared it twice.
Well, that's great. That's
Oh.
great. I love it. So also, if you're a business out there and you want to sponsor this awesome show,
This awesome show.
just send us an email
Cigar
to
the Daily.
ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com.
Which is right there.
Yep, you can put it. We'll have your banner right up there.
We would change it to them.
You read
Excellent
off
idea.
the ad itself, and thousands of eyes will be on them. Thousands. We have over 10,000 followers on Facebook, 1,000 on YouTube. So follow us, share, and first of all, your business. You want to get some people out there on your business. You should sponsor the show.
Maybe some people that would normally have seen your name or know about your business.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
10,000 of them actually.
Yeah, especially if you do sales online. This is a perfect show for you.
Right.
Perfect. It's perfect. So we're going to move on to shopping cart theory. I cannot wait for this one.
Have you heard of this? Have you heard of this at all?
I have heard of it. And
This is very, very interesting and very controversial as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, so controversy. That creates viewers.
Right. All right. What this is about, they say that the shopping cart theory supposedly determines who's a good person and who's a bad person, depending on whether or not you take your cart back to the front of the store. So the viral shopping cart theory proposes that an individual's moral character can be determined by whether they choose to return a shopping cart to its designated spot or not.
Yeah.
Now, they're saying this does not include the cart corral as much as taking it directly up to the store.
Oh.
So do you take it to the store or do you leave it out in the parking lot?
Oh, I put it in the stall thing that they have.
In the cart corral? So
yeah.
You're just somewhat of a good person.
Somewhat. Yeah, that's startling.
Right. Now, as a kid, I worked at Kmart. And I had to go out and get the carts out of the parking lot. So by people not putting them away, it created a job.
Right.
So I'm kind of 50-50 on the thing. If I think about it when I'm when I bring it out, if I'm not parked, too far away, and I think about it, I will take it up to the front just because I kind of feel guilty. But then when you're out there, you see the people that they've hired that is their job. So if you're a good person, as he's saying, you're going to take the cart back to the front. You're putting somebody out of work.
Right. That's why I put it in the corral.
The corral would be, yeah, that would be, I guess, nicer. If it's close, I'll put it in the corral. But
Because I look at it this way: if you leave it out in the lot, it's going to hit somebody's car.
now
And then
I
if
don't
you want
just,
it to hit your own car.
yeah, I don't just leave it. I do make sure it is somehow secured in some type of location, a divot in the ground, or
Right.
one of the little, pods where there's grass or weeds or something, or the corral if it's close enough. Now, my wife always puts it in the corral. She always does that.
Yeah, I do too.
But I don't know if this is. They're talking about this is how we can, tell who can be self-governed and who can't, and all sorts of different things. They say it leads to.
See, I don't. It might have applied in the past,
Right.
but in today's day, everybody's in a hurry. Everybody is just. It's just different today.
Right.
You know, when you start thinking about, it has to be taught, right? You
Sure.
would think that these things have to be taught, and then when they're not taught and they don't know, I don't know.
I think in the past it was less people did it than they do now. Than putting it away now.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I would
that
be
would
out
be
there.
right
I'd
too.
be out there for an hour as a kid. Easy. If if you did it right, you could be an hour and a half. You're outside the store, nobody's bothering you. But I mean, and then you might have to go 2 stores away to get that one cart that
Right.
somebody wheeled to the edge of the parking lot.
Yeah.
But now,
No,
I don't see that as much now as it was back then.
Yeah, I think when you think about it, it's like some people have become more responsible
Right.
for their actions, and then some people have just like thrown it out the window.
Yeah, I mean, there is the random person that just takes the groceries out and just leaves it. They don't
Yeah.
do anything with it. Just I'm done.
Yep.
As I drop my pen.
Yeah, let us know what you think out there about the shopping cart. Even if you're watching the show not live,
Right.
let us know what you think. Please post comments. We love comments, and we like when people talk to us. You can kind of dictate the direction of conversation too.
Sure. If it's something good, maybe we'll bring it up again next week. Say your name on the show.
That's right. That's right. Like Kenny's already 2 for 2 now.
Kenny's our #1 listener at the moment now.
Yeah.
Kenneth
He's watched
Schofield.
both. He's watched both episodes.
He's watched the entire series.
Exactly. Don't forget, next show, Thursday, 9 a.m. Don't be late because you'll want to see Becky back. She's going to be co-hosting with me, and that'll be exciting. Becky from Edmonton, in case you missed that segment on the
See what she's all
Edmonton.
about. Eh?
Exactly. Moving on to this is an interesting one.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by this because I don't know what it means.
Yeah, United Airlines, right?
Right.
So apparently, one of the United Airlines planes, when it landed, they had 25 passengers felt sick.
Uh-oh.
CDC said most had GI symptoms.
Uh-oh.
To me, this sounds like a scene straight out of like Outbreak or The Stand or Walking Dead.
Right.
Doom is
It's where the zombies came from.
Right. Like the Holy Bowler thing. Like this had those kind of signs to me.
Where was the flight from?
That I did not see in the
story.
In the story.
You think that would be an important piece of information they would have included?
Yeah, I'm sure they did. I kind of probably just skipped over it for some reason.
Right.
But apparently there were 75 passengers that were returning from a cruise. I know it landed in Texas. I'm guessing either probably California or Florida. maybe.
The plane was landing in Texas.
But it was landing in Texas. So,
And they'd all just been on a cruise.
Yeah, 75 people were returning from a cruise.
They got the norovirus. Have you heard of that, the norovirus? I'm here in Florida, so there's a lot of cruises that go in and out of Florida. So years ago, and it still happens randomly, people get this stomach GI thing where they get diarrhea, vomiting, can't keep any food down. And it's because somebody touches something that somebody else touched on the cruise ship, and then you get it. My father actually got it on a cruise one time and was trapped in his room. So once you get it, they quarantine you. You can't leave your cruise cabin. And then they start wiping down the entire ship with alcohol and rags and stuff because you touch a hand, you and then you touch a handrail. Next guy comes in, he touches a handrail, he gets it, and then he scratches his eyeball or kisses his wife, and then she's got it, and then it just runs through the cruise ship till everybody is pooping and throwing up everywhere.
Jesus.
So if these 75 people just got off a cruise, they got it on the cruise ship, all flew home, and then, because it's not instant, but it does work within like 24 or 48 hours. You start showing symptoms.
Well, and that's interesting.
So then they started passing it around the plane.
Yeah.
So they touch their armrest, and then the next guy gets on or touches the back of the, I hate when people do that. They use the back of your seat to get up, and you get ripped backwards.
Or it could go through like with the airline attendant.
Sure, you're right. She hands you a drink, touches your hand, and then she hands another drink out. Or it's confined air in that place. You could get it that way.
Yeah. So get this. So this is the part that I don't understand. Okay. So the CDC got involved.
Right.
And like I said, they said it was all GI symptoms. But they let everybody go home. They didn't
they didn't quarantine them or anything. Maybe GI symptoms aren't considered life-threatening, maybe. But, I guess you could dehydrate, if you have diarrhea long enough.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems like, a very odd circumstance. And I think maybe a little bit of maybe even blood tests or something should have been done. I don't know.
Yeah, something. Quarantine them or something. But, what are they going to lock them down in the airport? I guess would be the only thing they could do.
Yeah, I don't know. But nobody went to the hospital. Nobody went to the hospital. Nobody went to the hospital.
No, because it's not that serious. Like I said, you vomit and poop. It's just like getting a bad case of the flu.
Yeah, see that?
They call it the cruise flu in Florida.
That's interesting.
And then they'll go, Carnival Cruise Line celebration ship. Everybody got the norovirus, so the plane's been decommissioned. Not the plane, sorry. The boat's been decommissioned until they wipe it all down.
Yeah, that's what they did with the plane. They put it out of commission and they basically cleaned the entire plane.
Defungus it and everything. Oh.
Yeah. So when I go on a cruise, I'm going to be wearing some gloves.
Well, now they have hand sanitizer before every meal. When you walk into where they serve the food, there's hand sanitizer. In the bathrooms, hand sanitizer. Sometimes in your room, they give you hand sanitizer. You just always cleaning your hands.
So maybe I'll just fill up the bathtub and just
sort of
just get in there and basically wear.
Face and stuff.
Exactly.
Gloves might not be a bad idea, actually, as long as you can not touch your face while you have the gloves on.
Oh yeah, no, that's that goes without saying. You can't touch it.
If I have gloves on, my face itches more.
Yeah, I think that's just subconscious, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah, my brain's going, don't touch your face, don't touch your face, don't touch your face. My hands are going, I want to touch your face. I want to touch your face.
All right, so that's what happened on the airline. I just thought it was interesting. And, it's a little scary.
Yeah.
That's a little scary.
If you start feeling sick when it takes up, there's nowhere to go. And there's only, 2 to 4 bathrooms, maybe, depending on the size of the plane.
There must have been a long line for that thing.
Everybody's throwing up in them little bags. Ugh.
Oh, my God. That must have been awful.
Right. Because if I see somebody else vomit, I'm going to vomit.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'm the same way. So even if I didn't have it, I'm doing it.
I'm going to look like I had it by the time I get off the plane. Everybody's going to think I have it. Yeah. Even when they're dog in the house, if the dog throws up, I can't pick it up. I can do gunshots. I can do blood. I can do pus. I can do everything. Vomit, I can't do. I don't know what it is. I can't do vomit.
Yep. Nope. Can't do it. Can't
Yep.
do it.
Wife will get home. There'll be a towel over on one side. She'll go, what happened? I go, dog threw it about 4 hours ago. It's over there. And I'm just sitting with my back to it and go, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Me and the dog are staying over here. We're not looking.
Why didn't you clean it?
Yeah, why didn't you clean it? I go, you know why I didn't clean it, because then there would be 2 piles.
All right, we got our last segment of the day, the family tree surprises. So, most surprising thing you find in your family tree?
So you tell me yours, and I'll tell you what we found in mine.
Well, see, that's just it. It's like mine is like a stick.
Right?
There's not
I
much
just-
to tell in my family.
Right?
You know, when I look up into the family tree, I can see, I see my father's side is all Portuguese.
Right?
All Portuguese. Nobody famous. Nobody, there's nothing, right?
Right?
Left side, my mom is from French Canadian.
Oh.
And there was nobody. There was like nothing.
No excitement or nothing, huh?
No excitement.
What's your last name, if you don't mind me asking? I know you don't. What was it? I'm sorry?
Rigo.
Oh, it's right. It's on Facebook now. That's right, Rigo.
Yeah.
Did you ever try looking up that, like the meaning of your name or something?
Oh, I know. Well, I know the meaning of my first name. My first name is royalty, right?
Right.
Ronald comes from Reginald.
Right.
So it's a nice name, I guess. It's like I just couldn't see anything. There was nothing. It was like I didn't have anything that distinguished, like no criminals.
Oh, I've got criminals. I've got bootleggers. I mean,
yeah, it was really plain, and I don't know. It's like it's I don't know. It's just boring.
I have an uncle who in college he took a class and he followed us all the way back. It was an assignment in the class. I don't know what kind of class it was, history or something, I guess. But last name is Palmer. We got our name because during we're Scotch Irish. During the Crusades, the religious symbol, the Catholic symbol of the palm leaf, we were the guys that ran into battle with the palm leaf. They would go, send in another Palmer. So my idiot relatives are fighting guys with swords with a palm frond. That's where the name came from. Now you jump ahead a couple of thousand years. I have a great grandfather who lived in Kentucky who killed a man over a woman, went up in the Smoky Mountains till the statute of limitations were over. And then he came down the other side into Tennessee, which is where my family started, in Tennessee. Now he had a couple of sons. One of his sons was a bootlegger. Wow. Drove around, had a false bottom in his car and a couple of places in his house. And my father used to go on runs with him unknowingly because he would make the kids sit on the seat with the false bottom. So if he got pulled over, they didn't think anything and they wouldn't look for the moonshine. Now, one of his sons was a lawyer and he became an embezzler. He went to prison. And then my uncle became a cop, the one who did the class or the information. And he found out from the old timers that it would have been his uncle, so my great uncle, sort of paid the cops off, so he would get a tip before they would do a raid at his house. Someone would call him and go, "Look, Jimmy, they're coming to your house. You got to get all the liquor out or hide it or something." So they would tell him these stories about my uncle and how they would tip him off before they would do the raids and stuff to his house.
Yeah. So, like with my last name, it's like a ditch or something like that, or like some sort of like carving
Oh, really?
A fallow or whatever it's called.
Rigo sounds kind of piratey to me.
Yeah, so it's basically derived from Portugal and Spain.
There you go. You could have been a pirate.
I mean, maybe. I mean,
Rigo the Relentless or Rigo the Raider, or
you never know. I didn't see anybody like that in my tree.
Right.
So it would have to go back even further. I only have limited resources, so there was not much on my father's side because I never even met my grandfather.
Oh,
He had died before I was even born.
right.
So I don't really know a whole lot of history on that side. On my mom's side, I go back to, 5 generations.
Oh,
Um, so, there's more, probably if I had time more to dig deeper, I
right.
probably would have found something on that side.
Right.
That's more of a chance because I know more relatives on that side. And because the surname is Martin for my mom, and but I mean, I just know, like, I have a lot of servicemen on my mom's side.
Right.
So I have an uncle that served in the Marines. My grandfather served in the Navy, and I had others that served in, like, National Guard and stuff like that. And
Is that American, or you said she was French Canadian, or is that Canadian?
it was definitely American.
American. They had already come
Um,
over at that point.
Canada starts with my great grandmother,
Gotcha.
so then beyond. So
I wonder if she knew Becky. She might have known Becky.
maybe,
Maybe
might
since they're both from the same country. It's just
yeah, they had
it's a
to
little
know
place
each
up there. I'm sure that everybody knows everybody.
other. I think it was actually Quebec, that I have relatives from, Quebec and Montreal.
I
So
think we've named all 7 now of the different provinces in Canada during this show.
oh, there we go. See,
I think we've named them all because you just
there
said
we
Quebec
go.
and Montreal, so I think that was the last 2. The International Daily Show.
Yes. Oh, well, it's international. We have people that watch from all over.
I meant host wise.
Yeah, yes, that's
Yes.
right.
International going on daily.
There we go. So that is pretty interesting. So I gotta look deeper into
Yeah.
my father's side.
What is I'm drawing a blank. What is that group of bricklayers, for lack of a better
The
word?
Masons.
Masons, yes. Now, my grandfather, I did know my grandfather. He did die when I was young, but I did get a chance to know him. But apparently, he was a Mason, and we didn't know it. So when he died, there was no markings for Masons on his headstone at all at the cemetery. I remember that. Now, I went back 15 years ago or so, and I don't know when it happened, but they have put a Mason logo on his headstone after the fact.
That's interesting.
It is. Because I asked my dad, because I took a picture and I go, this wasn't here before. And he goes, no, it wasn't. He goes, that's weird. I go, did you know? He goes, no. He goes, I had no idea.
That's interesting.
That is kind of weird.
I mean, they know who they are.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my grandfather had 2 brothers. My dad had 2 brothers. I have a brother, and I have 2 sons that are mine, and I have 2 stepsons. But my brother has 2 sons, and one of his sons has 2 sons. So there are no women in the Palmer line unless we marry them.
Wow.
Which, yeah. And then one of my sons and one of my brother's sons were both born on my dad's birthday. Two different years, but the same day.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. A lot of planning.
So there we go.
It's afloat.
Yeah, that's pretty. It's all interesting stuff when you start digging. It's quite interesting, and like I said, there was a lot of servicemen. Whether it's serving up in Canada,
Right.
or here in the United States. I didn't get to see more. Now the curiosity is up, and I'm gonna have to get back to you on the rest of it.
Right. I know we're going to start wrapping up here. I got one more topic that's not listed.
No, that's fine.
That just popped up. Now, we just got a message from Kick from some guy who wants us to pay him money to get us followers.
Oh.
And that shows up in every podcast group that you could be in. I've sort of taken it upon myself to call these guys out, because their trick now is they'll go, oh, I'd love to subscribe. Mention your show below. And then once you mention your show, they spam you with information like this guy just sent us.
Yeah.
Or they'll go, oh, I'm sorry, can you send me, DM me a link? Well, they do that so that you will establish a connection and then they can send you messages because Facebook won't let them message you directly if they're not your friend.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
that-
I get a million of these a day.
All the time. It's so annoying.
It's
Some guy got
awful.
mad the other day because I called him out. He's like, he said, WTF, what are you doing? I'm like, because you're an idiot. People don't need to pay you whatever. His thing was he subscribes and then he watches and then you pay him for every time he watches. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and it's like, and what gets frustrating to me is when Facebook doesn't stop them
Right.
from doing this on all the videos and stuff like that. They always throw comments as well, as if they can get you viewers that are real. They
Right,
can't.
Exactly. They're not.
They
They're not
can't.
real viewers.
I've looked at the SEO, and my SEO is just fine.
Right. If you put in the work, the people will find you eventually.
Right. You got to put in the work. That is how you get the viewers. And
Yeah, these
that
fed
is
followers, people are going to know. They can tell.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And
So,
advertisers aren't going to pay you for fake followers because they don't buy anything.
right. Exactly. You go by, look, I go by the views on the shows.
Right.
People are watching, they're watching. Okay? You can tell by the average time, you'll know if people are watching you.
Right.
They have the time watched. So watch.
We're
Watch.
at 21
Share the
plays at the
show.
moment. 21 plays on this live.
See? That's how we start, right?
Right.
I mean, this is generating some buzz. And it's because we're talking about topics every day, with everyday
Right.
things.
Always something different.
Exactly. So watch us Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 a.m. if you're up in Canada, in Edmonton. So
And Becky time. If you're there
and
at
if
Becky
you're
time.
watching in Edmonton, come back Thursday because Becky is from Edmonton and you're going to want to see the show.
See how many times she says A.
Yes. Oh, we could have like a whole game, right?
Like, every time she says A, you got to take a drink.
There we go. Oh, I'd be all in on that. I'd be all in on that.
We should do that next Tuesday when she comes in to do her segment. Just have a look later. She whatever does.
Yeah.
Boy, you guys are real thirsty, eh?
What I'll do is I'll put you with Becky on Tuesday and have you guys do that. And then you'll see all kinds of crazy stuff with graphics.
Oh, nice.
I'll have to start doing some stuff like how it says family tree surprises there.
There you go.
I could put ... A.
And then a number 1, 2, 3.
Oh, the A count. Oh,
The A count. That'd be fun.
Oh, I love it.
Hopefully she's not still watching, so she won't know.
Yeah, I mean, we joke about all this, but we all have our own little things, right? I mean,
Sure.
Look, people can make fun of me with my Boston, accent.
I have a terrible habit of interrupting. I think of something in my head and I got to get it out right then. It's a terrible habit, and I'm trying to control it.
Yeah, so we all have our things, right?
Right.
But it just shows you that we're bringing 4 everyday people,
Right.
to your homes, and they're watching, and hopefully they're sharing and following. Every little thing helps. It would be nice to do this for a living sometime.
Sure.
And, I don't know. It would just. I think we have a good show. We have a good product, and we're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna keep.
All right,
doing it.
boss.
So we got one more thing at the end of the show.
Sure.
I'd like everybody to get some closing comments. So Mike, if you have anything that you want to say, and now's the time.
Well, thanks for letting me be part of this, Ron. This is a lot of fun. I'm going to enjoy this as we go forward. And if you liked what you heard, I have another show on Thursday. It comes out on Thursday mornings called The Palmer Show +1. It's an interview show. I interview different people from different walks of life that are an expert in a certain type of field. And then we have a conversation for an hour, just like Ron and I just did. We just pick one topic and go all the way through. So if you like that, you can catch that on all major podcast players. It's also on YouTube.
There we go. See? Look, my closing comments are it's enjoyable learning things about new people. And what I got to experience the last couple of days between Richard, Mike, and Becky was absolutely priceless. 4 people from different parts of the planet. And, you know, we all have something to say, and we got to say it. And look, we're all still standing. So get out there, meet new people, because we can all be civilized and have different or the same opinions. It doesn't matter. And we just enjoy each other's company. And I hope you at home enjoyed this. We will see you again Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great night or great day, everybody.
Have a great day. All right.
And we'll see you next time.